Tony Schumacher, so many stories surround him now. Most important, I think, just trying to get his first win. He is second in the qualifying right now, behind Antron Brown. And that's Troy Buff. A little Texan, not in the point. So he has nothing to work at there, but he has a Wally to work at, driving for Bill Miller. And there's Bruce Litton. Home race on the tour. Stop just down the street. I mean, just across the street from the track.
Right at the end of the racetrack, if you just kept going, you'd end up at his shop. But you know, Bruce Litton, I mean, he doesn't come out very often, runs a limited schedule, but he usually goes out there. He doesn't embarrass himself. He makes some nice runs usually.
Buff is in at 11. Litton's trying to get in. Buff is done. So's Litton. So they come back out and try to make it. Litton doesn't, though he does move up a little bit. And Troy Buff doesn't change anything. He is 11th. Let's go to Gary Gerald.
Bob Vandergriff, and we've talked a lot about the precarious predicament you find yourself in, time running out, trying to make the countdown to the championship. And I know when you got out of the race car, you weren't particularly happy. Why?
Well, no, we're not happy with the 395. You know, we're not out here just to get the car in the show. We're out here to win rounds and to be competitive. And, you know, 395 is just not going to do it. We made some changes we thought would pick the car up. And for the C&J team, you know, we need to qualify high, so we got a better opponent first round, not just get in the show. I mean, qualifying 14th or 15th or 16th isn't going to do it for this team. So it's pretty disappointing. We need to get our act together, got one more shot, but we better make the best of it.
All right, thanks, Bob. Let's go to John Kernan.
And Gary, earlier on during Top Fuel qualifying, we saw what happened to Clay Millican as explosion in the car. He told us when we talked to him that it might have been because it got a gulp of air, leaned out one of the cylinders. Well, we've now found out what the problem was. This is the fuel tank that's going to go back in the car. It was in the car yesterday, and they found a small little leak right here, kind of a drip. So a hairline fracture, more or less. They're going to have to replace, they're going to have to weld that up so the drip doesn't happen. Well, anyway, they brought out another fuel cell, put it in, and apparently there was a problem with the baffle. And Mike, as you know, when there's a problem like that, you have a chance for, with that fuel pump sucking as much fuel as it does, it could suck a gulp of air, go into the intake, and lean out one of those cylinders, and the result, boom, big explosion, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's always a major problem with a fuel car. You always bleed the fuel system normally before you warm it up to make sure there is absolutely no air in that system, because if it does get one little bit of air, you can see what can happen with like we saw with Clay Millican.